Welcome everyone to the 56th edition of the Home Theater Hub. What's going on, Mr. Ike? How are you, sir?
I was kind of hoping you would go to Paul today first. I'm
You're on the
good.
top of the screen, so that's why I just went
Yeah,
that
it makes
way.
sense. It makes sense.
I'm doing good. How about you? How's it going?
Doing okay. Just tired, you know.
I know.
I had a vacation last week, and I worked more on the theater than I would have worked in my regular job, so I'm like super tired. So
Okay. So we done painting. We're done.
no, we messed a bunch of stuff
floor.
up, is what we did. So no, I had the electrician came over on what was it, last Friday, and then they came back again today, and there's one more session, and I should be electrified is what should happen later on. But we'll go in the theater and take a look a little bit later. So how about you, Paul? How are you doing, sir? I thought I heard you say you have a slight headache.
Yeah, a little under the weather, but nothing serious. Just I think I ate something funky at some point.
I think you're under the weather because Patrick Mahomes went down.
Oh, yeah. He would have still played if he wasn't made to sit out. But yeah, no, I hear you. I'm hoping that gets remedied quick. So, other than that, we're still supportive. But today we're going to be doing a strawberry wheat from the local KC.
So do you have like a certain store that you go to pick up these
No.
You order them, or you just are they in the convenience stores? Where are they? Just
no, you gotta find the right liquor store or wine spirits. A lot of them aren't liquor stores labeled. They're labeled either spirits or wine places to find beer that is more than your Budweiser. Any gas station you can find your regular domestics, and I don't like beer that much. I guess just to drink a regular beer all day, it's got to have flavor for me, So
I see.
It's got to have something. It doesn't have to be super flavorful, but it has to be, like a traditional Kolsch or a traditional stout isn't necessarily super flavorful, but as far as like blueberry or strawberry or anything like that. But I like to just sample all the flavors and possibilities that are out there. So.
I'm with you there because I've actually got turned on to Modelo. I'm really enjoying a nice cold Modelo.
Yeah, so, it's a little bit. It has a little more body to it than your regular Budweiser,
No, I had switched to Stella. I went from not Miller. Well, I did Miller Lite. I did Michelob Ultra, and then I slowly moved to Stella, and now I'm definitely on the Modelo. So I'm really enjoying a super cold one of those with a nice frosty glass. So
Yep, nothing wrong with that.
Welcome to the Beer It Is podcast, everyone. No.
I know, right? The Home Theater Beer podcast.
Brews and views, man.
Brews and views, man.
Brews and views. There you go.
And it could be coffee. It could be, it could be tea.
Yeah,
you brew tea, you brew coffee, you brew beer.
It could be cherry Coke.
Cherry Cokes, the mini cherry Coke at that.
Dude, I discovered cherry Coke was it 2 weeks ago? And I never thought I liked it.
Bad thing for you.
Yeah,
I stopped drinking Coca-Cola. Like I was drinking when we first started the show. I was drinking like 2 Coca-Colas during the show, and like full cans. And I've actually given up Coca-Cola for the past 3 months now since the week. Yeah, maybe 3 months now.
I'll hide mine so I don't get you back in
it.
We support our addictive friends, so friends struggling with addiction.
So any movies watched this week, guys? I actually was able to partake in a couple movies.
Oh, what do you watch? Okay. You go first.
So I I partook in the Juror number 2. That is a film that was highly recommended uh, by Rotten Tomatoes, over 90 on both scores, critics and people. So it was actually pretty good. It was about a guy that and you can see this in the preview, so no spoiler alerts, no spoilers here. A guy that was driving home from the bar one night and looked down at a text message and heard a thump, and then next thing you know, he got out of the car and he thought he hit a deer. And then about a year later, he was summoned to jury duty for a murder trial, and he got picked to be a juror. And I'm going to leave it at that.
I can already tell how the
So
story
it
goes.
was pretty good. It was pretty good actually.
Kind of telling.
But
yeah.
everything was in the previews
In the
that I just
trailers,
mentioned.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
in the
that's
previews.
what they want you to. That's why they want you to tune in to see how that turns out.
Jury number 2. Have you heard anything about the
Juror number
story?
2.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, this happened at this point in
You're
time.
familiar. Have you watched the news?
Yeah. No,
I
kid.
haven't seen it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. And then I watched for the first time. I know you guys are gonna laugh at me, but for the first time I watched Elf all the way through.
Oh, okay.
with my son. So we watched
There
that.
you go.
Will Ferrell, So,
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So I've seen bits and pieces of it here and there. So we watched that, and of course we watched The Grinch. You got to watch those
There's
holiday
so many
movies.
versions, which
Yeah, we watched the fuzzy version, and then we watched the old version. So that's how I'm calling them. The new, he looks fuzzy, looks like the newer version. We watched. Plus, we watched the older version.
Jim Carrey version, right?
No, we didn't watch the Jim Carrey version.
There's
all animated.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering if it was the animated ones.
No, we didn't watch any like Jim Carrey ones.
There's supposed to be, I think, a newer one coming out that makes him a little more like demonic or something like that. The Grinch. I don't know if I just made that up in my head, but I feel like I've seen a preview or something where the Grinch was like more of like a demon type of thing. But well, I guess we'll see if that pops out. I have no idea where I saw it.
You could have just wrote the story for someone, Paul.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome.
So how about you, Paul? Any able to partake in any shows or movies this week?
Actually, yeah, I watched a couple things. The most recent ones where I watched Dog. Have you ever seen that? With Channing Tatum.
Yeah, I think I saw that a long time ago.
I haven't seen it, but
yeah,
I know what it is.
I got so many movies on my system that I'm like, well, that looks good. I should watch that. I watched.
You wanted to cry, is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, that one didn't. It definitely got it got a little watery, but no tears fell. It was more like, oh man.
Paul was sitting at home alone, and he's like,
damn,
I need a good cry.
Yeah. And then I watched. I don't know if I mentioned this already because I've watched quite a few movies. I watched Furioso for the first time.
I'm looking forward to that one.
And then, that one was actually pretty decent. I mean, it was pretty decent. I
heard the sound was extremely enveloping. So
yeah, the sound was good. I did finish. I haven't watched. I need to watch an action movie. I haven't watched a real good action movie yet, but I put all my I ran wire and put all the JBLs as Atmos in new locations up front, wider and stuff like that.
We'll have to get a tour of that.
Like you just reposition them? Or...
Oh yeah, completely different. Now the front speaker, the front heights and the rear heights, they're not at the exact same angle, but they're pretty darn close, but they're almost exactly equal distance. So it's and what I find interesting is when, and it doesn't really mean anything, but it does give you like this sense of, oh, okay, then the room isn't interacting too much with them whenever it gives you the exact distance that they are away, and it gives you like the exact, like, hey, the mic was here, and oh, it's 14.6 feet. Oh, 14.6 feet, you know, at the exact measurements. And the rears are a little bit off. And it measured them exactly exactly to a T where they are. So I'm like,
and what was that measured it? Your
just running
YPAL?
YPAL. Yeah, running YPAL. I mean, down to the millimeter. I was like, damn. I was like, all right. Yeah. And the one thing that it did that I thought was odd was, right now I have my speakers kind of just basically pointing toward the ceiling, but you know, all my mains and all my surrounds are basically bouncy house speakers, right? If you would, that's how I'm just positioning them, so they'll be under the screen and all this other stuff. And it measured the reflections like exactly, like, so it just made everything really, you know, room acoustically very well balanced. Like, you can't even tell where a speaker is. I can guarantee you, if I told you I had a speaker behind the screen, you'd be like, oh, okay. I mean, there's no way you wouldn't believe me.
I didn't realize you had up-firing speakers.
Well, they're not. They're.
No, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Recent.
I can probably. Yeah, you can see the new speaker setup that I got. And I plan on redecorating along the way too. But running that wire and doing all that's the hard part, you know.
So did you actually? I know a while ago you were talking about moving your rears all the way back on the top.
That's what Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you did.
I still have the rear speakers up. I did the first coat of mudding on the front wall where the old speakers were. I need to do another coat of that, and I still need to take down the old rear speakers.
I see.
No, you did a complete. You did a lot of work in there.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I don't like starting stuff, because once I start it, I have to finish it. It's like nothing else. We're not doing anything else. We are finishing this.
That changes when you have a 5-year-old telling you.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Well, I broke it up into 2 days because there was a lot of stuff to do, because I had to. First thing I had to do was I had to actually mount the mount, because these speakers are 20 pounds. I mean, I had to mount. So basically, essentially, I have like all bookshelves, but they're not really bookshelves. They're, 97 dB sensitive, 10-inch true compression horn drivers by JBL. And the mounts, I had to mount those, and I had to, figure out where to place them on the walls and put the 50-pound drywall anchors in each spot. I had to figure out how to pop the wires on the fronts were easy, because I know that wall behind there is completely hollow, and just luck would have it, that was probably the hardest one, because back there was a crossbar for some holding some insulation and stuff, and I ran into that. So, you had the drywall that's mounted with the 16 centers, but I went in the middle, but then there was a crossboard that my little fish thing ran into. So that was a pain. And somehow it went in between 2 boards that were sandwiched together. I mean, we're talking like pinhole, like it was literally 2 boards like together like this, and it found a hole that I was like, well, that's okay, whatever. So that was kind of hard to fish in there. And I was, standing on the attic on, 2x4s, people don't realize it when you're standing in the attic, you're literally on, 1 3/4 or 1.5 inch, beams you're standing on the whole time.
Yeah, you gotta get you some walk boards. Those like little plastic walk boards.
Yeah. You can, you can do that to go down the center and stuff like that. But you also got to be careful because then you're compressing your insulation. So in my situation, I have like blown insulation. So you want that insulation to be,
Yeah.
12 or 16 inches. If you compress it down,
In your area, probably 22 or 23 inches be ideal.
Mhm.
Like an R30 with a type of
Yeah.
cold weather that you get.
Yeah. It
So
probably,
that's about blown in. That's something that we sell. So at Terminex, it has an infused borate infused insulation. So it's makes it fire retardant, and it also
yeah.
helps
I
with
have like
acoustic
the
properties.
wool type
Mhm.
stuff up there,
Yep.
but yeah.
And then it controls like 8 or 10 pests too. So it's
Mm.
pretty good.
I didn't even know it controlled the pest, but yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure it does that. But then the back one, it had a header on the back wall because it was on the back of stairwell, and I was like, well, it's just a speaker wire, so I friggin' just poked a hole through that, and then I 3D printed like some little wire, like it had a bigger surround, and then it had a long pipe that went up for the wire to go in, so I could just silicone that and stuff it in there, so insulation or air wouldn't draft through it because I can just seal that up real easy, and it won't.
Okay.
It'll hide any of the drywall stuff. So I don't even know if I printed a blank for something. Oh yeah. So I ran all the wires down in the wall. So I printed this little cover. So I'm going to put that on the little, cover, and all the speaker wires are going to come down and
Yeah, and come out. Yeah. They have something like that you can
Mhm.
you just
Yep. Yep,
it's
that you
already
can-
pre-made. Yep.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, I bought 4 of them for the subwoofer.
Yeah,
Where-
and then you
where-
can put like insulation up in there so it'll be
Mhm.
tight. So there's zero draft. I mean, there's not much of a draft from a 1-inch hole at the top.
Yeah, yeah.
In a 16 inch wide cavity. That'd have to be quite the wind. But hey, every little bit helps, when you're talking.
So Ike, how about you? Any movies? Did you? I know we went on a tangent there.
I just rewatched The Hobbit.
Did you watch any Christmas movies? I did watch a Christmas movie.
No, this weekend it's gonna be. I know all that is gonna start tomorrow because kids have.
I know
half
you
day
watched
off.
Elf. Yeah, I watched the red one. Have you ever even heard of
The
that?
red, yeah, I think I've heard of that, but I've
It
never
has
seen it though.
Dwayne Johnson and Chris
Mhm.
Evans in it. Yeah, that was all right. That was, and it has J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think
Oh, Christmas Vacation's a good one.
yeah, no, Christmas.
Always, yeah.
If you want an action Christmas movie, we'll get controversial and tell you to watch Die Hard.
Mhm.
It's during Christmas time.
You can't go wrong with Die Hard. man.
Yeah,
Christmas movie.
no real theater enthusiast is going to argue that that's a Christmas movie. I mean, come on, we all know that.
It's a Christmas movie. Yeah. So, like you, I was also fishing wire. So
Fun.
I ran
I bet yours was a lot hotter than mine. I waited until it
actually it's been my week of vacation. It was cool in Florida. Like
Really?
some of the days it was 70 degrees. So it was pretty cool, and it got down into the 50s a couple of the days of my vacation.
Dang.
But it's definitely warmed back up now. I mean, it was 50 in the morning, but it was still 70, 71, 72 in the afternoon. But it started to heat back up now. But I mean, my wire running is easy. I put all that Smurf tube. So I'm literally I just literally put the fish tape through it and pull it back through. So it was pretty easy. I did one of the ones where I ran HDMI and a flat Ethernet cord. It kind of got stuck a couple times.
Yeah, that happens.
But I made the mistake. I thought that I purchased a long enough HDMI cord, and I'm like, all right, because I want it to set up in my riser to where I just plug. I have like an HDMI jack in the back of the thing. The HDMI comes, into the back of the platform, and then in the front, I'll plug my HDMI cord from the computer to be able to send test tones and stuff like that to the processor. And so I don't want to have to run those cables every time I want to try to calibrate or do any measurements or anything like that. So it'll just be set up. So literally just 10-foot jumper for HDMI and plug it right in. And I also ran an Ethernet jack too, just in case I was, having so I can be hardwired if I want to.
Yeah.
And I grabbed the monoprice fiber line, not even thinking. It's like a $200 and some line, and I'm thinking just gonna have sitting there, right? And I'm not even thinking that
Yeah.
that wasn't the right one to run, because really all I'm doing is sound, right?
Yeah, but the problem is, even so, I have a 30-foot cable, monoprice.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be powered in order to connect up to my laptop in order to even connect, because it won't, the HDMI handshake won't work. And that was like, I don't know, like 60, 70 bucks.
Right.
So it's like, versus like, okay, get 100-foot, $200 fiber cable, and you're never going to have a it's just like, okay. And maybe you need that powered too in some instances, but mine, I don't have it powered and it works completely fine. There's never any handshake issues outside of, your standard trying to make things do things that they're not supposed to do. Whenever I was messing with EDID, formats and stuff like that, that got kind of like, oh, half the screen's this color, half's the other. Oops, that's the wrong setting.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm just sending audio through it, so there's no video going to even go through it. But so when I found out that I ran the wrong cord, I've been wanting to kind of review some HDMI cords. So I don't know if you guys remember, but when we went to M-Wave,
Yes,
Let's Get Physical, Raphael with RVolution. So I reached out to them and asked them, hey, can you send me 2 HDMI cords? So I got 2 different ones from them, and I'm going to show them here in a minute. Both of them are.
You already got it? I've been waiting for that stuff for months now.
No, man, I reached out. I live right where I live.
You
right,
live
right
close to them.
from Bill.
They don't have to ship. They probably
the main headquarters. So I could just go by and pick it up.
Took one out of a filing cabinet that they were using as a demo, probably.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to hide my face here, but maybe you can see here. See if it'll pick me up.
All we see is a blog.
Yeah, I know. Just whenever you do this.
Okay, there you go. Oops.
Oh, didn't work. It did for a second.
Put your hand behind it, dude.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. So this is one of the cables. And what's nice about this is that when you're running the cable through like tube or somewhere, I purposely got this. It's a detachable. So you can actually make it a lot slimmer.
It's a micro HDMI.
Yeah, micro HDMI
adapter. Yep.
To an HDMI.
Yep.
So that works, but this one, on the box, I was curious because when I opened it up, there's actually this power adapter, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So when I remember talking to Raphael, asking him, "Hey, are these active? Or are they passive? Do you need power?" And I remember him distinctly telling me that it didn't need power. And then when I go to read the box, down here on the bottom, it says no external power needed. They're like the second line up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I guess they provide it just in case.
Yeah.
So
and it could also be based on the lens, right? They don't have a lot of lens options though, but
that has to do with the source to the destination. So like my 30-foot cable that I use whenever I use my MacBook, it doesn't provide power at all. That's really what it means is when it doesn't need power. The fact that they provide it just in case is nice, because in actuality, it all depends on the device that you're plugging into. If it's providing the 5-volt power. And like projectors, like I know the Epsons have it, they have a dedicated like 5-volt, so many amp power just for that at the back of the projector. So you can do that. Now for my MacBook, when I'm running RU, I have to put the power right there on the back of my AVR processor and have an external brick, and it works. Without that, it will not handshake. It just won't. It won't handshake. It'll blink and it'll just keep like it's halfway. It's trying to, decide, and there's just not quite enough power. It won't. It just doesn't read the whatever the signal correctly. It's halfway reading it, but not quite.
Can you key in on me for a second, Ike?
Yeah.
One thing that I found that was pretty cool.
I mean,
also in this package, they have like a little connector or a little adapter
like
that
a
goes
shield.
over, a shield that goes over
That's
top of
pretty
that.
cool. Yeah.
So and it clips.
you can-
So when you're pulling that cable, you're not going to damage that. So it was seems like everything was thought of with this cable here. So I'm pretty impressed so far. I'm going to run it through the riser and get it all set up. So
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting a bunch of them from Let's Get Physical for testing, and
yeah,
some HDMIs too.
If you guys are interested in fiber optic cables, these seem to be really, really well made, and they're not that expensive, to be honest with you. The other one that I got, so this is the one that I got here, but the other one that I also had sent out was the ISF rated one, which is this one right here.
That's the one I wish I could get, man. They're not cheap, buddy.
Yeah. So I mean,
the length options, and there's not a lot of length options.
Well,
yeah. I mean, 66 foot is still pretty good. I mean,
yeah.
I can tell you that for my Rui Pro, I think I paid close to almost $250-$300 for it.
Wait,
not long ago.
How many foot is that? 239. Is that the 15 foot?
What is it?
How much? Which one is the? Click on the 15 foot. Okay, so that's the 239. Wow, yikes. Okay.
So I mean, look, they're not cheap, but by no means. But this is an ISF rated cable.
Yeah.
It's the world's first ISF rated cable. So, I mean, I have it here. I'm probably going to unbox it here in a minute and see what it looks like inside. But yeah, no, it's if you guys don't know where to get these products, make sure you head over to Let's Get Physical. It's letsget-physical.com. And you can buy your RVolution there. You can buy your Mag Theatron, and you can buy the Bridgie HDMI cables, all from that website. So make sure that these are the speakers that Bill came on a couple weeks back and was talking about these Mag Theatron. So he's supposed to get his system set back up here around the first of the year. He had to send out his AVR to get it fixed, or his processor to get it fixed. So as soon as he's got that fixed and back in the theater, I'm going to be heading over there to check out these new speakers. But yeah,
talking about Bill, and called Bill is in the chat. What's up, Bill?
What's up, Bill? How's it going, sir?
I saw him in the chat.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and open this other cable up. Let's see what it looks like.
You want me to key in on you, sir?
Yeah, no problem.
You doing a live unboxing?
Doing a live unboxing. Not under the other camera either, because I don't feel like switching cameras.
Hey, don't even bother. Yeah.
So you got a nice box here.
Want to move your mic to the side while you talk?
Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at this. White gloves with an HDMI cable.
Wow.
Hey,
Now
okay.
that is pretty dang fancy.
I got to get my FOMO on here. Hold on.
I don't know if you're the right person to wear white gloves, man. You look more like a proctologist.
Bend over, Paul. Just because you're
Oh
used,
man, that's
just because you're
right
used to your dentist telling you to bend over, don't mean that I'm going.
Yeah, yeah. My Terminix guy told me.
I'm glad you're the only one on screen while you're saying that. Paul and I are not on the screen.
Very nice bag here.
Yeah, that looks nice. Boy, I tell you what,
Yeah, your autofocus is on
presentation is
it's key, right?
yeah, it's pretty good.
Your autofocus is
God, I
you
know,
need
you're
to switch
like-
to manual focus or something.
Yeah, you need manual focus for that. You're giving me Blair Witch going on. That is cool.
Oh, that's braided too. It's also braided cable. So can you put your hand? Nobody want to see your face. Put your hand behind the cover your face. Get something. Okay, now you're super zoomed in.
Now that's cloth braided. That's not the steel braided, right? That's the like reinforced like nylon or.
Let me take my FOMO gloves off, and I'll tell you. Yeah, it's like a nylon braid.
Yeah, it's like the reinforced, like it might be like glass fiber, or even like some, something to.
I think they have the steel. They have the.
They
steel
do have
one,
that
yeah.
as well. And
Yeah, we saw that one.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's why you got those things.
8K, 10K. Wow. Okay.
Wow. I mean, gee, you're getting 8K reflections off of that thing.
Yeah, this is
pretty nice.
now you're shilling, Paul.
Like, oh god, I'm getting.
This is super well made, guys. I mean,
yeah, gone too far.
Yeah, this is super well made. I'm impressed with this.
Yeah, they really did look good, and honestly, the pricing was not that bad. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I expect to pay a couple $100 for 100-foot, fiber optic cable,
yeah,
or
well built,
something. Now, is that one fiber?
Yes, that's fiber also.
Yeah, it is fiber.
Wow, yeah, that's real nice.
So this is let me share this.
If you're getting white gloves with a non-fiber cable, man, that would be
and that's that's the certified one. Yeah,
that's the certified
ISF
cable.
one.
Yep,
it is the world first custom high grade.
I think it's the first with that particular capability that's certified. There's others that are that still have the detachable and all that, but they actually got the certification on that. So, I'm assuming if they say they're the first, I mean, I'm assuming they are. But that's a big, that's a big thing, because that certification costs a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Your cable is tested. That's something you buy because you have no doubts, right? I mean, it's like, hey, this is certified, so it's
Hey, look at us living through to it. Look at the statement under Paul's picture. It's all about cables. Can you see that? So we're living true to that motto. It is really about not done. It's not.
Yeah.
These are some really good cables.
It's
testing them
definitely
out.
It's definitely really nice. I mean, like I said, I have the monoprice cable. I also have a Rui Pro. I mean, just from the build quality that I see here,
I like the more people
it's head and shoulders above.
Yeah, the more people in this market, the better. Just because, and because you've got some manufacturers that are in it, they would sell this exact cable for $30,000 for.
And those flexible done, does not hit like those rigid.
Oh yeah, you saw how tightly wound it was,
cable.
right? Yeah, it looked like it was a. Do the test. Do the.
Don't break it though. It's fine.
No, I don't think you can break this one.
You shouldn't be able to break it based on.
You can break anything
based on the description, right?
No,
you can do the cable test. The cable test is what.
I mean, it's fully bendable.
You just grab it a little bit back and you just shake it. It's like, is it flexible? That's the test.
Here's the dongle for your dangle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty flexible, man. I mean, it's the way it was wrapped. It looked pretty. Oh man, you guys are being the good ones tonight, huh?
I know, man.
Not
Don
leaving
is on a roll.
any punch unpunched, right?
Bill says we have them in stock. We'll get them to you guys. Get you guys some. So, yeah, man. Look, if you guys are interested and need a fiber optic cable for that new projector, that new display that you're getting for Christmas, by all means, reach out to Let's Get Physical and get yourself one of these cables. They're definitely really, really nice. I'm interested in some interconnects too. So they have some audio cables that look fantastic.
Well, do they have XLR cables? I'm assuming they have any of those. Yep.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they have XLR.
Yeah,
and those are fairly cheap too for how they look.
Cheap.
Yeah, those look nice.
They have some high-end ones. There are some 401, but
yeah, like this one right here, this high-end. I mean, even $286 for this cable is not bad for for how it looks and what's put into it. I mean,
what's up, Joseph? Symphonics, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a little while.
Yep. Happy holidays, happy Christmas.
Joseph, what's up? What's up, man? How are you? Sorry, guys. But yeah, no, if you if you have a need for some cables, make sure to reach out to Let's Get Physical.
Yep, they have them in stock now, so that's always good. Let the orders commence.
So since we're on the Let's Get Physical, I'm gonna go ahead and change my camera over here. Let me see something. Make sure I got this going here. Settings, camera. Do. All right, go ahead and key in on me here, Mr. Ike.
It's gonna start costing you.
I don't know how to do it, or I do it.
Paul, that's irony of it, right? Remember an e-cam? I can do it if I wanted to. Now you're in the stream yet, and you still can't do it.
Solo layout. There we go. Look, I just did it for myself. Look at that. I figured it out.
It doesn't get much easier.
It doesn't get much easier than that. Yeah. You figured it out.
Yeah. Now I'm on Ike's side. Like, wait a minute. This one's kid friendly.
All right, let me see if I can unmirror my camera here so that you guys can actually see the way that it looks. All right, so RVolution NAS finally got it up and going. Got all my movies moved over to the RVolution NAS. Let's take a look and see what it says I have for how many movies I have here. Collection statistics.
12.
1,920 films.
Right.
And 168 3D movies. 1,086.
Man, I think you have more movies than I do.
So yeah, these are all 1-to-1 copies too, by the way. So yeah. So got the RVolution NAS identified pretty much the majority of the movies. I will say that when I go to identification, I do have 150 to go in here and identify, but it is mainly TV shows that needs to be I'm going to have to go in and change
the titles, the way
titles and stuff like that.
Look, I had to go back last week and literally rename probably close to 150, 200 movies. It was so annoying.
Oh, wow.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
movies, movies I don't have any issues with like this.
No, TV shows. No, TV shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was copying the Spartacus TV shows. Which one again? Just a bunch of old classic, TV shows, not recent ones. And they're mostly on Blu-rays. But I think the mistake I probably made was while copying them, I tried to clean up the naming format.
Right.
Didn't like that.
So when I ripped the Flintstones to Zapiti, I was told that I was going to have to change the name and everything else like that. But I mean, it picked it up flawlessly. This one, unfortunately, it didn't pick it up. I'm going to have to do some research on how to name
Which one?
the discs like this Flintstones here.
Oh,
Let's see if it'll find any. Yeah, so it says no results.
Yeah. So if you
Oh.
go to
so
remove
back
that
it up
ray,
and do S, whatever. What season is it?
remove the ray and just test it
Yeah.
and see.
Back it
Yeah.
up. Back that name up. Here, I'll tell you exactly how to name it. You go to the tvdv.com is where that is found. And actually let me share my screen and I'll show you the secret of this real quick. Share screen.
So you go to that app and find it and find the episode just to get the naming.
Yeah, well, yes, I'll show you the. Let me make sure Chrome tab. Here we go. Share. Okay, so how you do it is you go into here.
Yeah, the tvdv.com,
The
right?
TVDV, and then like that is what is it? The Flintstones. The Flintstones. I don't know how to spell, so this is a movie. This is the series. Is this it? Is it the cartoon original series, or is it?
Yeah,
It's this. Okay.
It's a whole series. It's the whole.
So here is the trick and the complications with naming your stuff in here, right? You go in here and you go to seasons.
Yep.
And here's the thing. You have seasons. So if you're doing individual episodes and whatnot, right, you can click on seasons. And if, let's just say, disc 1 has season 0, 1 through, let's just say episode 0, 1, E28, you could name it. And then you would put it. What I do is I put it in a season 1 folder, just like this. And then I'll have it Flintstones season 1, and then I'll label the disc, and you can just label the disc, right? Since you're doing the whole ISO, right? You can name it the title and then S01. It has to have 2 numbers, right?
Mhm.
E01 dash E and the ending episode. Now,
All right, so let me
hold on. That's one way, but a lot of times, especially in America, you actually have to go here and click on DVD order and name it that way instead. Because if it has the DVDs,
Yeah.
it might just be like one DVD, and then you just need to label it like this, which is sometimes they'll label it different. You might have a different, for some reason, I don't even know why, but there's no season 3, 4, 5 or whatever on here. They just have season 1. The DVD order would be E1 through 28. Well, it looks like it matches, but sometimes they will not. You will have a DVD order will be different than the actual series order. And you can also sometimes different mixes will do an absolute order as well.
And then if you're ripping from a Blu-ray disc, some of them can have disc 1, right? Multiple discs. So you have a disc 1 with so many episodes in it, and then disc 2, and you're like, come on, man.
Generally, the DVD orders will match if it has that scenario. And then you have absolute order, which is, hey, that was the order that it, went in. Let me go back one. So, and this is what I had probably the most difficult time with, especially I have, Oh, see, there's not even a order here showing for the absolute order. So there's aired order, which, you know, that's just when it was aired. And sometimes you have to, you know, name the special features as well if that's on a separate disc. Sometimes you'll have
You have to find it. Yeah, that's what I had to do, man. It was like,
but generally the DVD orders will have you know.
Yeah, the only thing I learned from it is you probably wouldn't get to label the files the way you want to.
Well,
Like,
as little as I'm gonna watch the Flintstones, I don't know that I'm gonna waste the effort.
So
into
normally
this,
it
you know what I
depends.
mean?
Like if one disc has, you know, episode blah 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 through, so you would just rename that S01 if it was season 1, and then E, and the episode start, and then dash E, and the episode end.
Let me do
generally
this real quick.
the disc will have it labeled.
So Siphonic says you know, you guys have way more patience. I wouldn't do this without a keyboard. Just so you guys know, there is for Windows and for Mac, there is a RVolution app.
Yep.
that
And the same thing with
and it's
Zadoos.
much
You can-
faster to
yeah,
use.
yeah,
I
don't
have
do
a
any of this
keyboard.
on
Don't
the
do any of
player
this with the
itself.
remote. Yeah.
No, it would be a pain.
You
I
pull
totally
your hair
agree
out.
with that.
You do the computer. Yeah,
Mhm.
just log into the RVideo app and just do it on your desktop. If you do it with the remote, I'm talking about the remote. I need to get the Bluetooth remote because I'm starting to just dislike the one that I have because I literally have to point it right in front of my player.
So that's generally how I would label that one. Is I would say the Flintstones
SO5 or whatever episode.
S01 E
whatever
E1 dash
E01
E28, and then parenthesis 1960 or whatever year.
Jeez, you'll be done watching the movie by the time you type all.
Yeah, I'll just go to the Explorer and watch them if I want to.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
better way.
the nice thing about
I think you should show that, Don. Show how to just go to the Explorer and just
I'll do that in a second.
Yeah.
I just want to show how
it'll keep track of your episodes. And if you ever have any other, like, let's say you have a portable, let's say this is a separate drive that you're scanning, and maybe you want it playable on other things and you don't have to relabel them. Some things just don't label, depending on the search that it does. And then you can get crafty with that too, but then it gets weird. Like you can name it the ID that it actually has in the database, but that also is.
I don't know why Baby Driver has a collection. I know there's only one movie. Are they coming out with another collection? Another movie for Baby Driver? Anybody know in the comments?
That's a good question. Why would they have
So like some of these are duplicated, but I haven't gone through and on my computer yet. Like one of them would be Blu-ray and one of them would be 3D. Like I'm pretty sure that when I go here, one of these is going to be labeled. If I go to start identification again, the way that I do it is, I don't want to do that one. 1 second.
Baby Driver 2. They've already got it labeled already.
This is a movie. So when I'm looking at this, I label my movie. So this was actually a Make MKV. So that's why this one's doubled up. So I probably have a Make MKV, and then I have which I'll get rid of the Make MKV. I'll see what version this one is here. This might be 4K. Go in here, go to identify again. Yeah, so this one you can see I put 3D. So this one's a 3D movie here.
What's OU?
I don't know what I put on there. I just know I added the 3D to that. So what I'll do is I'll go in here. I'll go to edit. Go to technical information.
And this is the your new system, right? Your
Yeah, this is the RVolution.
RVolution, right? The NAS, right? Well,
yeah, I'm on the RVolution Player One 8K. That's
okay.
connected to the NAS.
Okay. Yeah, it says RCloud over there. Okay, my collection. Yep. Okay.
Container.
So you go in and just update the container.
Yeah, update the container. Even though it's I want it to read 3D. See how now it says Blu-ray 3D, even though it's a make MKV file. But I want it to read 3D. So now my 3D statistics probably went up by another movie or so. So I'll go through this on all the ones that I have duplicates, and then I will do it on the computer. It's much faster. I can blow through it a lot faster.
Yeah, I agree, Michael. There should be a setting so you ignore duplicates in the gallery.
Now,
well, the thing is, like, if you go some of the Marvel movies, there'll be a 4K.
You should group them, right?
Yeah, it'll group them. So let me see. There'll be a 4K. There'll also be a 3D, and then there'll also be a Blu-ray. So like Captain America, let's see. So you can see I have multiple versions. I have a Blu-ray version. I have a 4K version. This Civil War might be 3D. Let me try to identify it again. Movie. Yeah, see, it's a 3D. I labeled it 3D at the end. This is the way that I know that it's a 3D.
Yep.
So I'll just go back here. I'll edit it. And I'm doing this with the remote right now, so it's actually moving pretty fast. Container, Blu-ray, back out. Right now it's a 3D. The banner across the top's 3D Blu-ray.
Gotcha.
So yeah, no, I'm enjoying it so far. You know, it's nice to have all my movies on one particular drive rather than being across, 7 different external drives. So I did have a way to connect them all together. It was just like a 6 or 8 port USB 3 like dongle, so I can hook them all in, and it would read it just the same as it would. But I would have to go in and individually direct each folder for each one of those drives. So, but yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it so far. So
I'm curious to see what your video settings is, like your 4K and all that stuff.
What, on the player?
Yeah.
I haven't really messed with it because it's just hooked up to a regular, actually the monitor I'm using.
You would have to go to the home screen.
You
would have to go outside of the RVD for that.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, C-Big? Chuck don't went VIP home theater on us.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that,
he's in the club now. He's officially in the club.
My man went from not wanting to buy a projector to now.
Yeah. He is officially in the big boys club. Yep.
Speaking of that, if you guys haven't seen
K-scapes, and dude is big boy.
If you haven't seen, check out Chuck. Youth Man just dropped a video about 5 hours ago. It's got over 3,000 views already.
I already seen it because it had Chuck in it.
Congratulations, Chuck, on those subwoofers. I texted him today, right, and he didn't answer me. And I was like, hey, are you okay? I said, I'm just checking on you to make sure the wife didn't kill you. You know,
you sent him a "Hey, big head" text. Hey, you okay?
I was laughing. That's the first time anybody said, you know, it's only 1 inch, but it's really 3.
He's really 3 on all sides. I was like, really, bro?
It's only 1 inch on both sides. But
I was
it's
like, really, bro?
3
You're
inches.
the Youth Bash show, man.
So here's what I said to him. I said, I'm checking to see if you're still alive, making sure the wife hasn't harmed you in any way, and put smiley face emojis. Obviously, it's hard to hide the white guy delivering 4 huge white subwoofers.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah, I was just messing with Chuck. We've actually been talking a lot the past couple days. He's been helping me a little bit with some ideas on how to, because I'm putting the decking on the riser, and how to create like a bullnose effect with it. So he's actually helped me with that a little bit. So we've been talking back and forth, and we talk, usually once a month or twice a month anyway. So, but yeah. So Chuck's gone mainstream. So if you guys haven't checked that video out yet, make sure you go over. Chuck does a whole home theater tour again. I think he was one of the first people on our channel to do a home theater tour. Paul was the first, and Chuck was maybe the second. So
I thought that was someone else before.
I think it was Jordan Haterade, right?
Yeah.
It don't matter, but
yeah, somewhere in there, second, third, somewhere in there.
First, I can tell you that. I don't think I was on the first one.
Yeah, you were. You were the first tour. You were. I think you were the first episode. Maybe, I don't know. I might be wrong.
It's been a long time.
It's been over a year now. So anyway.
Yeah, I hear you.
So yeah, if you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you go over to Youth Man's channel and check that out. Chuck did a fantastic job with his room. It's just not a blacked out room. He's got the core and stuff.
Yeah, I saw those blue velvets, and I'm like, damn, why didn't I think about it? It would have still had the same effect as the black ones too.
Yeah.
And it gave the room a different character. I was like, man, maybe I should have just gone the blue or the red. Now I can't do blue now because Chuck has it.
You can.
Nah, I'm just joking. But yeah, I thought about it. So it's like, yeah, it still gives it some personality, right?
Text Chuck the link. He might have the old StreamYard one.
Oh yeah, I'll
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You probably need to email it to him. You got his email?
Yeah, I think so. It's somewhere.
So that way he can come on and show us those.
Yeah, those gigantic subs, and yeah, he's in the big boy club now.
Yeah,
he just needs 4 more to double up on the volume there.
Okay.
Give him that.
Now now you're trying to get him harmed.
No, well, no, that's how he's gonna get into the Bass Brings Us Together club, man.
Yeah. Those people are a different type of addict, man.
Hey, you can hide them in the ceiling. I know he knows how to do construction. So you wouldn't even know they were there. They would all 4 be in the ceiling. That would be amazing to mount 4 subs in the ceiling. That would be fun to actually have them,
Yeah, let me check.
Subwoofers in the ceiling.
Chuck's email. I don't want to have to text it to him. I probably should just text it to him.
Yeah, he can join on the phone or the computer. He can, or email it to him. Yeah, I was like, oh, I bet she has the old StreamYard because we've changed had some technical difficulties.
I know he had some commitments for this evening. I don't know if he's done or.
Boom. But anyways, that's good. So
I put a link in the private chat, Don, if you want to pull that up or whoever's sharing. I just wanted to get you guys' input on that. It's the whole Epson 80-wall projector stuff.
Oh, personally, yeah. You're talking about the Epson suing for false claims. I mean, I guess there's two ways you can really look at it, right? You can look at it as, oh, these, big tyrants are, picking on the little guy type of deal. But the reality is it's not a little company. And granted, it's not a consumer doing it. If it was an individual consumer, people would probably be more, sympathetic or empathetic, I guess, not sympathetic, but because, I mean, let's face it, we all wish, like if I told you, and first, if I said this, I'm going to explain two amplifiers to you, and everything that I say is going to be truthful. I
Allegedly.
have
Just-
nope.
just to
Everything,
avoid loss.
everything is going to be 100% truthful. I have a 1,000-watt amp, 7-channel, and I have a 400-watt, 7-channel amp. Do you have any questions? Both of those statements are absolutely true. I can prove it in measurements. Which one would you buy?
Yeah, the one
I mean,
that has
the
the higher.
obvious, the easy decision would be, well, yeah, the bigger number, right? Well, I didn't lie, and I can prove that it measures 1,000 watts at 20% distortion at 1,000 hertz.
Hey, Chuck, quickly, I emailed you the link.
But
Sorry.
that there is the trick, and that's what they're doing. That's what these manufacturers are doing. And Epson's like, no. We pride ourselves on accuracy of our measurements.
So I guess the bottom line is there's a standard, right? There's that ISO 21118
Yep.
standard, and it looks like both companies were not using
Not even
those
close.
standards. But
Not even close.
like, dude, I get, and I get that companies make up some of these numbers, but man, to go from 4,000 lumens to 1,900,
Mm-hmm.
that is a baseball home run type swing, man. That's out the pack.
Yeah. And that's, like I said, that's just it. If I told you 1,000 watts versus 400, you're automatically like, oh, 1,000 watts. Well, yeah, I want that one.
Yeah.
But it's like, no. That 1,000 watts is only at 1,000 hertz with 20% harmonic distortion. Yeah, I can measure 1,000 watts, but it just doesn't. It doesn't mean real world use, right? Now, granted, 1,000 watts, if the price is right, and you're only really using, maybe 300 of it, you might be the customer for that one. You'll never hit the 20% distortion, right? You're only ever using maybe a total of 200 watts out of the thing. And you'd be like, oh, I love this thing. It's amazing. It's perfect. But, versus the one that's 400 watts is like, hey, it's 400 watts into 7 channels, less than 1% distortion, right? So there's, and everybody knows it. This is no secret. This isn't the first time Epson's done it.
No, I think, a lot of us that are into the hobby and are core into, especially the video side of it, kind of had suspicions about these numbers. I just didn't expect them to be like completely, and I get Epson doing what they're doing, right? Because obviously the price point for these projectors are closer to the Epson regular consumer market share. So it definitely had an impact, a possibility of impacting their market share, because it's closer enough, right? Nobody goes from wanting a JVC to an AWOL, right? But chances are people will go from Epson to AWOL.
Yeah.
If they had to compare, right? So
they're comparing.
It makes a lot of sense. I just didn't expect those differences, but it's good to see that they quickly settle out of cut, and then hopefully we can start questioning, this world.
Yep. And the other thing is, like, if you, like, a lot of people don't know this, and it's not directly related, but it kind of is. If you get a patent on something, unless you're defending that patent doesn't mean anything. If you have a patent and you're not actively taking down people that are copying your stuff, it's the same as saying, well, I don't really care about my patent. You have to constantly, that's why like the YouTube's always like, oh, you're copy. And randomly, you're just like, wait, I've been doing this for years. And randomly, it's the companies that have the rights to like this music that you're playing, right? Let's say like 1,000 people play it, right? If they're not actively going after people for saying, hey, you're using my music, stop it, then they give up their right. Even if it's totally and solely theirs and they own it and everyone agrees that they own it and they don't want anybody replaying it unless they actively go after people. It's in a court of law, you will lose your fight of, it's mine. I have this. I have a copyright. I am the one that owns the license. Well, when was the last time you told someone not to use it? 30 years ago. Well, sorry. Then that doesn't matter if your patent's still valid or not. If you're not, that's the thing. You have to set precedents on this type of stuff. And that's what Epson's doing. And it sucks that they have to do that because it costs them money in the long run. And a lot of people probably see them as bullies. You know?
Well, I see this as fully about the ultra short throw, market, right? So, because you got Epson, I think Epson started doing very well. Yeah. And then once these, the 4 movie came out and the AWOL came out, they actually were 2 of the winners of the last 2 years of the ultra short throw, contest that screen projector screen or I forgot who did the actual competition, or the contest. But yeah, no, I mean, this is obviously about them. I don't think it's about any, other larger projector companies or, or for the long throw projectors. I think it's more clearly based.
Well, they've sued other companies in the past for.
Yeah, but I mean, it starts from there, right? And like Michael, I agree with your statement about YouTube videos, but it's also a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah,
it's very easy for those companies to also get 500 influencers and have them push the whole, it's 4,000 lumens.
What was the one that's a Kickstarter that just came out?
Yeah, and half of those people are not going to, what am I saying? Half, 99% of them are not going to do any actual lumen testing,
right?
Or they're still going to push it out and say it's 4,000
and
lumens.
Again, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that though, and this is why Epson's coming after. You can send it to someone, right? And if they're wanting to promote the product because they'll get kickbacks, I can measure, whatever 4,000 lumens. I'm not saying it's all 4 color or all 3 colors.
Yeah, if it's the
white, so I can say it's 1,000 watts. I don't have to tell you that, 20% distortion at only 1,000 kilohertz at one channel. I don't have to tell you that. Hey, you got to do your research. You're the consumer. But I can tell you one thing to help out my channel and my sales.
Yeah, it was the same thing with the AVRs, right? 200 watts, but don't tell you that it's just, single channel. But then you're buying a 9-channel AVR thinking you're going to get 200 watts across all channels, right? So, yeah, but I thought it was an interesting story, and it's just, yeah, but I just know that Epson went after it because it really does impact their market share. If it did not, they probably wouldn't.
No, not at all.
You're probably not going to see Christie or Barker or any of those guys doing that. So it's good, it's good that they put it out there.
Yeah. So Van Gogh says, look at Hisense. They put the nits on the box of what most users will get and not brag about them to help sales.
Yeah.
So, it's good that somebody's holding these companies accountable, and just like they're talking about holding YouTubers accountable for saying that there certain things are paid promotions, right?
Yeah.
I believe that's going to be going into effect soon, to where if you got something sponsored, you have to say it right up front. So, Chuck, what's going on, man? All dressed up.
What's going on? What's going on?
I know, man.
You didn't rush back from your date just to join us on the show. I mean, we'll feel special if you did that, but don't get in trouble.
No. My wife had tickets for it's one of these big top Christmas things, the circus.
Okay.
So I got the Melendez brothers, the tightrope guys, and a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
So me, the whole family, there was 6 of us. We all went, saw it, and just made it back. It was down at the UTC Mall. They in the parking lot, a big old tent set up.
Wow.
So you see, you're already paying for the subwoofers, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see if you get up with a limp here in a minute.
No. She knew they were coming. I told her they were coming.
No,
So
I'm just giving
it's
you a
funny
hard time.
because the
That's
whole week she would come home. Your subwoofer's here. Your subwoofer's here. I was like, no, not yet. And so when she came home from work, we were in here listening to I think Ready Player One. I had that thing blasting, boy, shaking the whole house. She came in here like, wow, And it's funny because I pulled out my old subs from the little cubby holes they were in, and they're sitting behind my chairs, almost like near field. That's just where I tucked them at. She looks at them and go, wow, those things are huge. And I'm like, those are the old ones.
You're like,
Yeah. Yeah, once they're tucked in that cubby hole, you only see the front. You don't really see how deep, or you don't get a full view of them.
yep.
That's why she thought that was them. So I was like, no, there's the other ones. I had to take the covers off so she could see the woofer size to say, okay, these are the small. And then she was like, oh, okay, yeah, I see the big difference now.
So you had her in there? Could she definitely hear the difference?
Oh yeah, she heard it from. She left us alone because we were in here, trying to calibrate it,
Oh, okay.
And so she came in, peeked her head in, saw what we were doing, took a look at them, and then she went back out.
Oh, okay. So she hadn't watched the movie with the new ones yet.
No, because that was by the time we finished up. She still had some stuff to do, work-wise, and then today she got home and we immediately went to the show. And so I actually haven't got to see a lot either. I've been so busy too.
Yeah.
So I figured probably this weekend or maybe tomorrow or something.
Definitely understand
Enjoy
that.
some bass. All right.
Well, are you on your phone or are you on your computer?
I'm on the phone. I think I got to type in that. He sent it to me, so I just he sent it. Well, I guess I could have looked at my computer email. I should have looked at
it. No big deal. No big deal. Well, we want to see him anyway. So you know, if you could show us your upgrade with your phone.
Let's see. Can you turn this around?
Yeah.
How do I turn it around? Well, I don't know how you turn it around.
You probably click it, and there should be a button up
Probably
up in the top right that has like a circle.
Oh, okay. Did that do it?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
You probably need to go to the settings. So.
No, it's not. It's on the outside. I was doing it last week.
A speed of 3.
Let me see.
Reload. Page, find page, add, install. Nope. I don't think that's it.
Let me do something here. Let me see if I can get in here.
Show him how to do it. Like, yeah, you can.
Chat.
I would do it, but my phone, I'm using mine right now.
Into the studio.
Because I see on the bottom, mic, camera. Let me press camera and see what that says. Nope, that just took me off. More. What's under more? Settings.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see. Let
You
me
could
see if I
probably-
can add myself to the stage here. Let's see.
We need to do a write some instructions so we know how to tell people.
It could depend on the phone too, right? So I don't know if there's
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a one straight.
All right.
There's
Now that
Don.
I'm in the studio, Mike.
I mean, I could turn my phone around. I could just do that.
Yeah.
Actually,
that
hold
works
on.
too.
1 second. Let me just 1 second. Fix my pants.
I don't know.
So-
I was able to do it last week. I turned it around last week. I don't know what.
Where am I?
You can. I would just zoom in on Chuck's phone, put it all the way out.
Okay, yeah, I can see now. So that's one in the one corner. Actually, I'll take the thing off of it.
Oh wow. Yeah. Those are the 18s, right?
Yep. So I got them in the 2 front corners, and the other one is there. I got the covers on them.
Are they magnetic covers? Are they?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
wow.
magnetic.
Cool.
And then in the back, I got these little cubby hole things I made. Like they were the cabinets that were there all along. I just had to make them bigger. So I had to take those out and make them bigger because they fit the SB4000s were in there before.
Oh, so you had to widen those.
I had to redo them. You can almost see, where is it? You can see if you look up here. Let me move this over. Like the top is too short now.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah. Well, growing pains. Literally, you grew.
So I got to get more wood and make.
Yeah.
I got to get more wood and make bigger tops now.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yep. So yeah, the same thing on the other side. I just stuck some little. These are from the old ones. These little front pieces were the fronts that were there, so you can see how much I made it about. Where am I? It's about 3 inches wider now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's quite a bit.
Yeah. So,
And
but they look good. They sound good.
Depth about the same?
Actually, the depth is shallower than my old ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not as deep as my old ones. These are probably, I didn't even measure them, but I know my old ones are deeper.
Gotcha.
And there's my old ones. There's 2 of them right there. I just got them sitting behind the seats. And then the other 2, I got one over there, and I got one on the other. So they're kind of like halfway in the room. But I just sat them there so that they're out of the walkways and out of the place,
Those ones in the back chairs, they seem to found a permanent home, I think.
I know, man. Those look like mirror fields if I ever seen mirror fields, man.
Yeah.
I know on Youth Man's video you said that you had them for sale, but
Yeah,
they might make their way.
might want to sell them to the back of your seat.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna sell them.
Nice
That's for
bass
sure.
shakers, man.
I'm gonna try and sell them. If I use them, I would have to. Right now, I just have 4 sub outs from my AV10. I would have to take that out,
DSP.
put in a DSP,
Yeah.
and then run lines to them, and
all that extra stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do all that extra stuff. Even now, we ran Dirac, but I think I still need to calibrate. So and that's not my forte.
Yeah.
So at some point,
if I was close to you, I'd take them off your hand. But man, by the time you pay shipping on some of those beasts, it'd be like, man, might as well buy them locally.
Yeah.
They're expensive to ship. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wish I could get those the SB 4000s, but man, shipping those things from Florida and Texas.
Oh yeah,
not gonna be fun.
Driving,
Yeah.
If you got them when I get my stuff done, maybe I'll see if I can maybe I'll pick them up if you still have them.
Man, that's gonna be like a long wait now.
Dude, are you kidding? He's not even gonna have the JTRs at that point. He's gonna be upgraded to some, 24 inch.
No. But that's a
Who,
good segue. That's
who,
a good
me?
segue, though. No, he's talking about Don.
We're Don
Oh,
said
Don.
when he finishes his theater, he'll come pick those up if you still have them.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Chuck will be on to 24-inch subs by that time.
But,
No,
but
I'm
I think it's a proper segue, right, to Don's home theater update.
What do you
Yeah.
want me to? You want me to go over there? All right.
Yeah, I wish there was
head
like a
over there.
music I could
See
play
that.
or something.
Let's
Man.
do that.
Yeah.
I wish there was a song I could play or something.
No,
Cue us
those-
in.
Those are my final right there, though. That's my end 18s.
Yeah, that's big.
That's what we all
Big.
say, right?
Yeah. No, I think going from 13 to 18 is a big jump. It's definitely I get a lot more bass feel and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I'm good with that, I don't think I'll be missing anything going from 18 to 21s or,
Yeah, you went. Yeah, you'd
Can
have
you
to
hear
go
me,
way
Don?
bigger.
Yeah,
You
go ahead
ready?
and put me on the
Okay.
Hello.
on the- yeah.
plug in a light here. Give me a second.
Oh, look, you got insulation.
Hey, don't peek.
Well, you're
Golly.
showing. We're not peeking. You're showing, man.
Hide the ugly feet, man.
No peeking. Hold on.
Don't nobody want to see your feet.
He's flashing it in front of us, and I'm like, dude, we're not peeking, bro. We're not even looking. Like, put it away.
All right. So on the outside,
looking for some foot fetish
I
comments.
know, right? OnlyFans just grew. There you
on the
go.
outside, we got the TV box for the and the receptacle for the frame TV, 43-inch. That's going to be the poster board.
How
So
high is
that's-
that? How high is that? Just give me.
That's
Very
I am
low.
I'm 6 foot, just about 6 foot. So right at my eyeballs is where the screws are. So
Oh, okay.
I'm 5'11". So all right. So going into the room, I hope to have the boards, the platform worn, but unfortunately, like I told you, my HDMI cord was a little shorter than I wanted, so I wound up just leaving that one empty, and I got my HDMI cables in yesterday, so I'm going to re-pull them. I made an HDMI. Let's see here. I made an HDMI port along with an Ethernet port here. We actually got electrical hooked up now in this area. It's not active yet because there's still some work to do. But all of the receptacles are in. All of the lights are now in. And the sconces are on. And
Oh,
I
nice.
think they turned out fantastic.
Yeah, those are nice.
Nice. Yeah. Those look good.
Ew, with those RGB
So-
lights already?
And then in the back here, these lights up here, they're not hooked up yet. There's a ton of wiring up in the attic that have to be put together. But I had them install these lights up in the back here for behind, and you can see that they're color changing lights. So I can change the colors to whatever I want.
So this
So
is where
those-
you're putting your stripper pole?
Yes. Yes.
There? Yeah, underneath the red light. Yeah. Okay. that
Yep. Yep. So yeah. So I set them up. I literally at like 9:15 I set them up today. The electrician was here. So you got to connect them to Wi-Fi. So I got a lot of, unfortunately, they messed up my paint job pretty bad. So I'm gonna have to go through and wipe it down. And then this is flat black paint.
Yeah.
So I may have to repaint some. I thought about painting the outside of those discs. I don't know if you can see or not, but I thought about painting them black, but I'm like, you know what? For what? Because the middle's white where the light needs to come through.
Yep.
So
If you
I don't know. I'll
want
see if
to
they
do
got some black
something,
ones. Maybe
you
I'll swap
want
them
to
out.
cover them up.
What's that? Yeah, eventually they'll be covered,
Well, you could
they'll probably come
cover-
through the star ceiling. So
Yeah, you could either cover them with your star ceiling or some mesh like black pantyhose is a simple thing that'll like rubber band around them or a like hose socks.
Only you
So-
would think of that.
Hey man, it
So I
works
was
great.
gonna say, how much
Sounds
black
like-
pantyhose
Hey,
do you
man.
have?
Patios. I mean, it's like, man,
You know, you got to have a
shirt.
stripper pole in the front and a dipole or bipole in the back, you know. Bipole speakers in the back, man.
So yeah, I'm happy with how the sconces turned out. I'm gonna have to, if once I put the treatments up, because the treatments are probably gonna go to about a foot from the top of that window to maybe a foot to the bottom of the window. So I'll have to take those sconces off and put them on the outside of the whatever wall treatments I do, because it's going to be a full wall treatment. It's not going to be just panels.
Gotcha.
So, and I'm still up in the air what I'm going to do on the back wall. I think I have an idea. I like the slatted wood look with LEDs in it. So I'm thinking about doing that on the back wall.
Yeah, that'll look nice, dude. That really.
Yeah, those slat walls, right?
Yeah.
Diffusion type
Yep.
pattern.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I may even add like a thick rubber mat on the back just to give it some absorption plus diffusion with that slatted wall. So.
Yep.
But yeah.
I'm already thinking of doing similar for the back wall.
Oh.
Man, I'm gonna
The
have to do one
slats.
too, just so I can keep up with the Joneses, man. Now I'm gonna have to do a slatted.
So yeah, so Chuck, I was thinking. I know you and I were talking. I even though you said that I don't need, because this is 3/4, but I don't want to feel stuff like this through.
Oh, we dropped you,
Oh,
Don.
we
You've
lost
lost your audio.
Back up. You went behind your wall. You're too close to your wall. Covered up all your internet. All right. Well, he's
on the
We
top.
lost you.
step back.
Wherever
Don.
you got a null, a cyber null.
Yeah, you got a
step
cyber
into, man.
null. There you go. You're back. There you go.
Jeez, wherever you stepped into, you need to just put a Wi-Fi mesh.
Yeah, you need to extend your Wi-Fi.
I'm only like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So I think I'm gonna buy some more of the finished plywood like this one on my deck here. It's sanded, you know. It's I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to feel any stuff like this in the padding, you know, when I'm walking. So I'll probably add another layer. Just, it might not be 3/4, but I'll add another layer on the top.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my progress for the week.
Man, you got
Good,
a
man. Hey,
whole
you're making
bass strap
progress.
back there, man. It's all the bass strap you need in that room, man.
Yeah. Do that whole front wall, man. Do that whole front wall.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna add. I want it to be neat though, because I want to be able to get back there and work if I have to, and there's going to be 2 doors on each side. So I don't know what I may build a shelf back there to put it in once I get the speakers in, so that at least I can have a shelf or something to hold the insulation rather than it just be draped all over the speakers and
Yeah,
stuff.
those are some of the thickest installations. What are those? 24? What is that?
That's R30.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so they're 10.5 inches deep. So the riser's 12 inches. The R38 was 12.5 inches, and I didn't want to pack it
You
down
don't
because
compress it.
yeah, you don't want to compress it. So
that defeats the purpose of it.
Yep, exactly. So,
Yep.
But yeah, I made the mistake. I didn't realize till I cut the first one open, but I bought 24 on centers. For so I just had to cut them down.
You got to cut them in half or something.
Yeah, because all these are 16 on center. So.
Yeah.
But it's no big deal. Just all I did was put one edge on the inside, and then I put the other edge on that wood, and I cut it, and it fit in there perfectly. And it's actually staying elevated off the ground. The electricians stepped on that part back there and this part up here. But yeah. So we got lights. We got lights in. We got all of the back here. We got all of Well, we got 5 control 4 switches and 1 Lutron dimmer. I only needed 5 switches for what I was doing, but I didn't want to leave the one plate blank. So I just bought a black Lutron to go in there for now. And I'll probably swap those out to black also. Those were originally here from my garage. So, and then I'm thinking about installing another one of those panels like I had outside, but a much bigger one right up here. Because at the moment I have all of, I don't know if you can see, but all that wiring's up there. All the low voltage wiring and stuff is up there. And that would be where all the WLED controllers and all of the power supplies are going to go for the LEDs that I'm going to do around. So I don't want to be, climbing up in the attic if something goes wrong. So I'll probably extend those wires with the Wagyu clips. And since I still got this open over here, I can get up in that attic and I can drop it down behind here. So, and run it down. So since I still got this door open, I still have that opportunity.
Yeah, man, it's looking good.
Yeah. So we're getting there slowly but surely. So hopefully by this weekend I'll have this deck put on, and then like I said, I'm going to buy some more finished plywood to put on the top.
Nice.
So, but yeah, all right, I'm going to head back.
All right, that is too cool.
Yeah, I come and sign in with my computer. I think I got your. Is this it? StreamYard, yeah. So I'm gonna close this out and then sign on to the computer.
I'm gonna see if I can even move mine. I'll show you where. Let me see. Probably lose you. Uh-oh. Resume. All right, let's see here. Nope.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
This is theater upgrade day. Let's see Paul's now. Ike, you're on mute, sir.
Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do. Thanks.
And Paul's on mute also, if you don't know Paul.
He is. I think he was probably trying to go into his own room.
So I had a dropout in there?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, the null, the
froze.
cyber null, man. It was like you in a skiff or something. Whatever.
Weird.
Wherever you went by your room, everything went dead. Yeah, Skylake says congrats on your subs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. I had a lot of good comments when I looked at
You ready, Paul?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ben's website.
All right. So you're gonna get to see all the mess.
Man, you got more blankets than
Yeah. Oh,
Look,
yeah,
you're
gotta
in
be
heaven
comfy,
looking
man.
at all those blankets.
Yeah. So I removed the speakers from here. I don't know. You can't even really tell.
yeah, we see
Oh, we
it.
can see it.
There we
Your
go.
your drywall skill is not that great. We can see
Well, that's obviously not done. That's mud.
it.
And then from there, so I put the speakers in the new spot, and then I moved them from there all the way back to there in the kitchen.
Oh,
So they're way back there now. So
what speakers are those? Those are bigger speakers.
yeah, these are Cinema JBL 7840As or something like that. So yeah, they're all 10-inch with 1-inch compression drivers. So
So
they're
coaxial?
no, they're horns.
Oh, okay.
So they're kind of like the JTR Neos drivers. They're the
yeah.
same.
I'm trying to look for the speakers online.
So you got rid of your tower speakers then?
Well, yeah, they're not here at all. Like, yeah, you don't even see. I've got This is my front wall now, completely like. That's what it looks
Okay,
like.
so that above your screen is your left and your right, essentially.
No, that's my heights.
That's his height. You can see
My
below the
left and
floor,
rights are down here.
down, pointed up. Got some physics out there, man.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I've got all my surrounds the same way back here,
Oh.
which these are huge. Yeah, these.
So pointing up, they're not bouncing off the ceiling?
Yeah, they are. They're bouncing off the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
Yep, they are. Wipeout knows it, so it calibrated for the room acoustics and everything. Yeah, so it basically says that this speaker is 28 feet away because it's going up here and then it's coming right there. And it says this one's 14.2 feet away. so it knows that's what the calibration's for. It'll kind of do that. And yeah, it works. It works great. They actually sound really good. There is a mod that I'm going to do to these because they roll off purposely. So they roll off at like 10K. And I can go into the crossover and do a simple mod removal. I don't know if it's something you just have to solder remove or if it's something that's actually a simple pin plug removal for the mains. But they do that on purpose in the cinemas so they're not too shrill because usually these are the surrounds in theaters and there's like 10 of them on each side of your theater. So me and a buddy bought like 20 of these at pretty good price.
So you wouldn't want to on your front stage. You wouldn't want to build a box and mount it to it, even though it's low.
To make it
if you
vertical.
turned it upside down, it would angle up.
Yeah, I could do that, but these you got to keep in mind. These things have a it's a 40-degree angle still, so I could do that, but there's a 40-degree horizontal and vertical dispersion, and they have a built-in. So they specifically designed this box with a 20-degree angle, so the horizontal and the vertical dispersion would be the same below the speaker, because this is only 40 degrees here, but it's 20 degrees added because of the box, and it's 40 degrees left and right here. So it's actually a full 80-degree bubble. So, you measure 40 degrees out and it's that, that's going to be right at your head anyways. It's just so, and these are, since they're professional, rated with the dispersion, it's like a true, plus or minus 1 or 2, whatever dB. It's not this, 18 kilohertz is the only thing that's at 80 degrees, dispersion. It's the whole capability of the speaker. Now, I don't know above 10K because you have to go in and you have to mod them if you're using them for that. And I haven't done that yet. And they don't even advertise that. You have to kind of talk to JBL directly for that stuff. Only the cinemas would know about that if they're using them in smaller venues and stuff like that. They can take it out for the mains. So if I do that mod, I'll do it for just the mains. I won't bother doing it for anything else. So, but yeah, I mean, they sound really good. The funny thing is, like I don't know if it's more because my heights are now equidistant from my main position. You can hear when stuff clearly is up in the heights. But with that, you can clearly tell that there's not a whole lot of stuff up in the heights. So it's kind of a love-hate type of thing,
Right.
So it's kind of like, wow, they really don't use these as much. But I played, I think I played Ready Player One, and I played the original Quiet Place. And then, I don't know, I did a couple other things. I don't think I have done anything else really to speak of that's exciting, but I'm going to build some like couch coffee tables eventually to lower. This might be a summer project, to lower these speakers down to where they're even, and probably do the same back here. And I think I'm going to put either the slatted wood panels like you guys were talking about right here, or maybe just double up and do like a small bass trap underneath here and move these chairs out. I mean, these things could be out a little bit and then just fill that void with some sort of acoustic panel there, because I do have, I could still use a little bit of treatment. My RT60 is right around 560. I would be happy with 400 around there, but mine is right average around 550 to 580 or something like that, but mostly right around 550. But I wish it was a little bit lower.
So
yeah.
I guess my question is, what prompted this purchase? I mean, this is definitely an unconventional way of of doing this. Which is great. I like the fact that you're trying something new out and bouncing stuff off the ceilings and everything else like that. But what prompted this purchase?
Well, really, what I always wanted and I have right now is all matching speakers. Because from my listening experience, you don't have to have that. But it's the less that anything, if everything matches, there's less adjustment. Everything has to be done. Like your processor doesn't have to do anything, or if it does the same thing to all of them. And yes, the room controls, I know I can hear people say the room controls it, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you have a decent enough, you got a wall of treatment here, you got enough curtains, you got enough couch, and stuff like that. Yeah. And you can see it in the measurements and you can see it in the EQs too. So it provides and it really does. It provides everything is even. Like you cannot tell. These speaker sounds like it's right there. I kid you not. If I told you I had behind the screen speakers, you wouldn't even question it. And I know if people are biased, they'll see it.
Uh-oh, you just hit your own dead spot.
I guess it wasn't it wasn't me. It was
no, it's not. It's a dead spot.
Yeah, that was weird. It just blipped. Am I still back?
Yes,
you're back
now.
Oh, well, that was weird. Yeah, I don't know what just happened.
Twilight Zone.
But anyways, and plus the other thing is these are 97 dB sensitive, so it has no problem with my heights matching and or my fronts. So, and that's true 97. It's not, these are rated, and I got them for basically like $70 a piece.
Oh wow!
So,
Wow.
yeah, these are like $1,500 speakers that I got for $70 a piece. That's the real reason I did it, because we bought like basically a whole theater of them. So.
Oh, what do you got going back there? You didn't, you haven't shown us that. Go to the panel to the right.
Oh no, you've seen that. I know you've seen it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you've seen that. Let me show you. You've seen that.
Oh, that's cool.
3D. Wow.
I like that. That you 3D printed all that, right?
Yep. This is one of my. Now, obviously, I can't sell branded stuff, but if people have photos that they would like, then yeah, I can make and sell these. So
that looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, you could just gift one to me and I can just say thank you through Cash App. It wouldn't necessarily be considered a sale, right?
Join back.
We wouldn't necessarily consider that, a sale or so.
Where is?
You looking for your way back?
I don't even know how to exit out. Yeah, how the hell do you close this?
How do you go back? I can kick you out if you want to just switch.
Yeah, well, I don't want to go in the other room without leaving, and there's no exit.
Okay, I'm just gonna kick you
Oh,
out.
there it is. I found it.
I thought he was
We
looking for the
can
way
ban him
back to
from
his
this video.
office. Yeah, we could ban him. Yeah, I think that's an interesting concept, but I still think, like Chuck was saying, you can still put those fronts left and right. You can still put them
Yeah, I would. I
vertical.
would
should
build
be
it
able
like
to-
the thing.
And if you put them upside down, they will actually angle up.
Stand, but I think the wires are on that, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
You
Well, yeah.
can. I can do. Let me refresh. My camera decided not to work. But I'm telling you right now, you don't need to. I mean, yeah, you don't need to. I mean, I could, but it's not going to affect the audio that much. People get so caught up on, oh, you got to aim it just right. You got to do this. You got to do that. If I thought it made a huge difference, I would totally do that. And I could. Shoot, I would 3D print.
Have you tried to stand them up and point them at you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've tested them. I mean, I've tested them near field. I was at Ton has.
I mean, because look, when you go to the theater, they're pointing at the chairs, right? They're not pointing at the ceiling.
Correct. Yep. And I have the surrounds pointed at there, and I can do pointed at the heights,
right?
And I can do stereo and make those stereo too. And yeah, you don't really get that any.
The one around the chairs, they're so close to you that I think pointing them up would be better anyway.
Yeah, and that I will not be pointing them at, because that would be like, oh man,
that would be super close.
You'd be like on the trim. You'd be like -30.
Yeah,
right by your ears right there.
Yeah,
your camera is still not back on.
Yeah, let
though.
me
Just
refresh.
FYI.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to refresh.
So that was definitely interesting. I didn't expect to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know in the comments, what do you guys think about Paul's new, Paul is always trying stuff out anyways. So
yeah, it's an unconventional way that I've not seen before. But I definitely trust Paul because he's got a lot of experience, taking measurements, and I mean probably over 2,000 measurements and everything else, and he knows his room better than anybody else. So if it's working for him, great, fantastic. It doesn't matter what it looks like, long as he's happy with the sound, because when you turn the lights out, you're not looking at speakers anyway, right? So but yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad to hear. So do you have a center channel facing up also?
Yep.
That was underneath of the box there?
Yep.
Yeah,
they're all 11 speakers are exactly the same.
So Skylake says that he liked that salamander looking cabinet. I know for a fact that was a lot cheaper than the salamander cabinet, because I think you constructed that yourself, right? That cover for the front.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I made that out of 1x pine. And covered it up. Yep. I just wanted it to be, covered. And I'm probably going to do something new. I'm probably going to, I don't know. I haven't decided completely on that. I think I'm going to break up some of the, because right now I have a cart, and I had no, the clip speakers are completely unplugged. I pulled all the wires out. Those aren't used at all right now.
He's talking about this right here.
Yeah. If I had my way, which I don't have the room for it, and I'm not going to hide one speaker or 3 speakers. If I had my way, you would not know I had a single speaker in the room. That would be my ideal theater, like subs and everything. You would not know, you would not see a single speaker. They would either be behind false walls or in the ceilings, subs and everything, just because I want the experience not to be about the gear per se.
Right.
I enjoy the gear. I enjoy the hobby. I'm technical. I was going to go that route, but I'm fine with as far as Rich is asking about the
716.
7.16, and my processor only does 7.14. So, and I wish I could move the rear speakers, the ones behind me. I feel like if I could move those back a couple feet, that would get even better envelopment, but I have no real location.
What about putting them under that where you talked about putting treatment? What about putting them under there and angling them up?
Thinking about doing that as well. I was thinking about doing that, like almost just putting them on the floor and then have them angled up. I was thinking about that too. And I might do that if I do the sound panels and just instead of building a back bar for the
couch
for the speakers to sit on, just build a bar where people could stand or, sit up and watch movies there.
Yeah.
So
in your counter sink wall or whatever that is, that's too low, right? Don't you have?
Yeah, that's what I was speaking of. Where you're
behind
no,
you?
I could set them. I could set them there. They would be fine, even sitting on the floor, like not like they are now, but maybe in that case, I probably would set them, like that, where they would aim toward the back of the couch, where they'd hit the back of the couch. Kind of like the back of your head. I would just set them on the floor. Like, because if you get speakers with wide enough dispersion, you don't have to place them at that exact, because the room is controlling a lot of the sound except for the direct sound, which if you're in the window of dispersion, you're, and it's good, it's only if you're on axis and off axis, response are gravely different that you can even tell if you're on axis or off axis.
So the movie theater that you bought them from, were they using those as their LCR also?
No, those are all their height speakers.
Okay.
In the professional theater, the mains, oh god, they're huge.
Yeah.
The mains that match those are like 8 feet tall.
Right.
Yeah, they're crazy.
With the 6 in the ceiling, I have 6, but I'm still, I hear people say that certain movies, only the 2 center ones play.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always up in the air as to, do I even want 6? Because
Shane Lee talks
4,
about that a lot.
4 always playing. But if I got 6 and then there are times only 2 are playing, I feel, and you don't know which movies those are.
Yeah.
I feel like, maybe I should go back to 4 and,
Well, if you already have 6, it's easy enough to just say, hey, I don't have these 2.
Yeah,
right, just delete them,
yeah. And just listen. And I forgot which there are some movies that specifically have that. So, anyways,
I think a lot of the Disney movies, Disney is one of they're the main culprit of cheating you out of speaker sounds.
Oh, they only do the one object and they do the one overhead, and if it's overhead,
if it's a 4 channel, I mean, if it's 4 overheads, they'll use them. But if there's 6 overheads, they don't use them in their movies. They switch it back to 2.
So they're basically, is what you're saying is the objects are directly above you, but is what they're doing is if you don't have direct above you speakers, okay, let's just blend it in the front and the rears type of deal.
Yeah, I think they give you a better true Atmos sound with 4. But the minute you go to 6, because they're not doing their movies for 6, they immediately cut you down to 2.
Oh, they just do that. Oh,
which would be the centers.
Okay.
Yeah, Shane Lee was talking about that a couple. I asked him about it when he was on, and he's also done a couple of.
I mean, to be honest, if you don't have like a visualizer,
right? You can't.
The visualizer gives you more than what's really happening. Like you see stuff on there, but if you unplugged all your mains, you would be like,
Yeah.
Because that's how I test. You know,
that's why I was wanting to get a different amp. I want to get a 6-channel amp that just does my Atmos.
So you can turn it off.
So you can turn everything else off, and that's
do
it.
that myself. Just get like a 4-channel just for my 4 heights, and be like,
or you can just get a 7-channel amp if you can't find a 6. It's gonna be hard to find a 6 anyways.
I think I'd go with the amps that Chuck has, like the Purify modules, and just have them build me a 6-channel.
Yeah.
You know, so build me a 6-channel and then a 3-channel for the front. What does that leave me? I got, I guess, I got 11 bed channels, so that will leave me another 5-channel amp.
Yeah, I like the setup, and it sounds.
Hey, take care, John. Thanks for joining us, and have fun at work.
Go ahead and email me. It's Horizon Theater 2020@gmail.com. I'll put it up on the chat.
Yeah, Kelvin says Disney does a lot of channel base anyway versus the object base.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to play.
That's the thing. A lot of the Atmos, they're literally like, you don't even have to do anything with your soundtrack. You can just remux it in Atmos container and not have a single thing up there. Like not one thing.
That's the email going across the ticker. So it's Horizon Theater 2020@gmail.com.
So, but yeah, I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I don't know. I might do a small like cube 5.1 system in the barcade on the 65-inch TV. You know, like a 5.1 or something really small where you don't even know where the speakers like are. Literally, you wouldn't
get you those Bose cubes.
Well, you mean Macintosh?
Yeah, Macintosh cubes. Yeah.
Get you 5-inch ceiling speakers.
Yeah, exactly. I could do that too, right? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Everybody says, "Oh, you can't do that."
Yeah.
This was definitely the theater update episode. So
small updates.
Yeah. So look,
except Chuck, he went. Well, I mean, technically, you know, he only went 5 inches per sub.
So what are we thinking about Christmas? Are you guys are we going to take that week off, or what are we going to do? You guys have plans?
I would rather just say, hey, let's not do it if we're going to hem-haw around about it, because it's either that last time I was like, fuck you guys, what the fuck? Let's do it here. Okay, well, let's move it to this date. Oh, let's move it.
Well,
never mind. I got something that just came up.
There will be no show next week.
Christmas is on a Wednesday.
Christmas on a Wednesday,
yeah, but
I'm back to work on Thursday, so it doesn't matter to me.
So you're not going to do Christmas or New Year's?
Well, that's what we're discussing, and to me, I'm fine because I work on Thursday, so I'm on call actually, so I'll be in the house.
We can find out what gifts you got for Christmas. We can keep it.
I'm off till January, so you don't bother me.
Oh, so we'll do regular bat time then.
Just make it a show. Okay.
So look, if you guys want to come on and share what you've got for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can open it up to everyone.
We can open it up to everybody. Come on and just let's just have an open forum chat, right? Just like a Zoom type meeting.
Now I gotta buy myself something for Christmas.
Yeah, let us know what Santa swiped your card to buy for you.
I know, right? Yeah.
So if you'd like to be a guest on the show,
it works.
Shoot us an email at hometheaterhublive@gmail.com if you'd like to be the guest on the show. I don't think we have anybody booked for the next couple weeks. So
holidays.
But holidays and stuff like that. So if you'd like to come on and just share what your significant other got you that you told her to get you, because for the most part,
you asked nicely.
I tell my kids tools or cash.
Tools or cash.
I like
and
that.
I'll use the cash to buy tools.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I bought myself a dado saw blade kit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So when I make my panels, I can rip a nice channel in
Gotcha.
the one bys, so that I can tuck the LED diffuser in there nice.
Oh, you're getting all fancy.
So yeah,
that's the one thing I really don't use much of, dado blades.
Oh, okay. I probably won't ever use it again, but it was $100 for that damn blade.
Yeah, you can use router blades.
I use router. Yeah, I use routers.
I use routers too. That's what I do.
Yeah, but the router, you got to build a jig and all that stuff. Well, you know, this one I could just run it right through the table saw, and
you
it'll be good.
You can buy a table for $100.
Did you get the track saw?
I bought the track. So Craig,
with a router, they have a track. They have a plate that slides on that same track, and your router.
But you're talking about a one by. You know, it's not really going to slide on there very good on a one by.
Oh, okay.
You know, you know, it's going to be tough. So with a, I could just set that fence up on that table saw, set my height, rip right through rip a quarter inch right out. You know, go in about a half inch. And that's all I got, guys. It's just a half inch.
Hey, if you go in that much, I'll be screaming. Either way, you know.
Time to go.
Time to end this, right? So, no, you know, seriously, we'll do the show after, you know, after Christmas. If anyone wants to join, please shoot us an email. That way you can share what you got, or even just shoot us a chat during the you know, a comment during the show next week, and we'll try to get you the link. So we'll just have to get your email and stuff like that.
And if you tried to join recently, like Chuck, we've had a couple technical difficulties in the past, so we've created a whole new room. So just
just reach out to those of you that have me on Messenger or on the
Facebook or whatever
Facebook group that we have, the Home Theater Hub Facebook group, or even if you'd like to be a member of the Home Theater Hub Facebook group, we chit chat in there, not as often as we used to, but I do want to start getting that ramp back up again. But yeah, so all right, everyone, appreciate you joining tonight. I hope you have a fantastic holiday with your families. Whatever you're celebrating, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa.
Happy holidays,
Happy holidays to all of you guys.
Yep, and be safe.
Have a good one.
See you later.
Bye.